Hi, friends. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am just sharing on Instagram that we're live, and we are going to continue Arkham. So, to recap, last night, Philip and I got through bags 1 through 5, so I'll show you that so far, and then we'll dive into bag 6. So, 1 through 5, actually, 1 and 2 first, built out this. So we have the Arkham Asylum van that's transporting people to Arkham Asylum, of course. It has 11 stickers. No, it has 9 stickers, I think, and there were 2 stickers on Joker's gun that say bang bang. So it was very, very sticker heavy, but super fun. So interesting build techniques for this front portion for the lights. Usually that's very, very simple, and this had a very complicated build. So that was odd, but interesting. And yeah, lots of stickers, mostly to show like damage. So you see that, you see like the scratches on top. There are some hidden details. So B258 is for Batman 258. I believe that was the first time that Arkham Asylum was ever listed in the Batman comics. 7785 was a nod to the original Batman Arkham Asylum Lego set. So that's a fun little nod too. And then inside there, where did I put it? Here we go. We've got this little kind of thing to transport patients that would lock them down as well. So that can slide in the back of the van. I'll put that aside since that was kind of the first bag. So that was bags 1 and 2. Hi, Ben. Hi, Zach. Good to see y'all. And then these are the minifigs that we have so far. So we started with, let's see, this one here. We started with Joker. And so bang, bang on the 2 sides, that's a sticker. Then we had this driver who in the set, it shows him trapped in this. So it shows that the Joker has taken over the van, which I love. Then we have Killer Croc. And we have Batman. This is a fabric cape. So we're used to the newer version that we've seen that has like the plasticky, rubbery type molding. I like the shape of this fabric cape though, and I think it was a good use. And it came in a larger box. So we know that there's always those boxes that have the capes with 2 other capes. So one of those capes is for our next character for bag 6, which is this one. It's double-sided yellow and black. Hi, Austin. And then this one, which is double-sided red and black, that I believe will be for Batwoman. So, and then, so that was the first 2 bags again, the drive or the little car vehicle that we have. The next 3 bags were beginning the base. And I shared in my stories on Instagram last night kind of overviews of each of the bags, but I'll try to quickly cover some of it. My favorite detail so far, and this thing is going to be full of storytelling details, so I'm loving each piece. But we see this little area here right outside the water spout. So that's showing that our friend Clayface got out, which makes sense as to why we don't have a Clayface figure in here. Also, if we did, I would hope it would be a brick built one as opposed to just the minifigure. So I think this was a good nod there. And then inside, there's a little sticker there that, let's see if I can show you up close. Where's the sticker? There it is. So it's in that like top portion that says Clayface, and I think it says number 401940. I believe in my research, what I found was that was from Batman episode or edition 40. So it was the 40th comic when Clayface was first introduced, and I think that was in 1940. So it's been really fun to explore what some of these little Easter eggs might mean. There's also another sticker here that looks like somebody's file, but there's no reference to who that might be other than looks like a coffee ring. So I don't think the coffee ring is related to a person so much as it is just to show like a stain that might show up in an office. We have this Gotham City hubcap, or not hubcap, manhole cover that just says Gotham City and has 3 scratches across it. So I'm sure that's referenced too. And then we have this spoon here, and you see kind of like some dugout area with some soil. And throughout the stickers, there are other references to a missing spoon, and there's like a X-ray of a person that it shows the spoon inside. So maybe they swallowed it. So I'm thinking that'll be another fun storytelling detail too. So, but good colors. I mean, exactly what you'd expect with the dark and light bluish gray, with the black, with the browns. a little bit of black and white to show some pops of color. But of course, this is meant to be a very decrepit old building. And so there's going to be lots of wear and tear that we see throughout. And they want it to be dark and moody. So the thing I loved the most was the build technique for this front section. So it's already kind of locked in, but just under these tiles, there's a, what do you call it? It's the plate that has the ridge that sticks out on the side, the rail plates, I think, that goes underneath this section of tiles. So that holds that in place. And it moves a little bit, but you can see that the way that we connected this piece here and this piece here keeps it from moving too much in the corner. So I love that kind of rounded entry. And I love, like I said already, the kind of weathered look of the ground and such. So that's where we're at, and we're going to dive in. I'm going to build some. It's going to be here, but I'll like pick it up and show you different pieces as we go. But while we do, hi, how are y'all? What are you up to? And are you excited about the Arkham Asylum set? Or are there other September and October releases that you're more excited for? Lastly, as well, not lastly, but another thing, this is the number of stickers, and we've already put on 17. And y'all look at that. That's just nuts. There's a ton of stickers. And Philip was getting really annoyed with that, which I understand. He was thinking that we should have some more printed parts, and that would be nice. I don't mind stickers because I like the natural pop that they give us of like a fun detail that maybe would be expensive for them to print on, but not as expensive to do the sticker. But when you have to do 11 stickers in 2 bags, or 13, that I get it, you know. Yay, working, and you're excited about Wicked sets. Ooh, like all of those. They are so cool. Is Beth and or you excited about anyone in particular, or any other of the Wicked sets or multiples? What's on the official wish list? And or did you already get any? Because I think they just came out yesterday. Saving for the Black Pearl. Yes. I think that's a great one to save for. That's one we didn't get for review. I'm sure I would have loved it, but also we got plenty of great things to review, and that might be one that I save for as well. Building ships, I got a little bit more into last year because we built the Lego Icons one that was the, my brain is escaping me. The Endurance, there we go. And then, nice, she wants all of them, yes. Oh, and also these bubbles, I've tried turning them off. They will never turn off. So I just have come to agree that they're just with me forever in these live streams. So yay, thumbs up and hearts and confetti and all the things that'll just randomly happen when I'm not expecting it. But yeah, the Endurance, which was a really interesting and detailed build. And then the One Piece set, that ship is really cool. The Going Merry ship, that was just an impressive build and so much fun. And honestly, I like this as better than the Endurance. We also built, I think, the Jaws ship last year, which is very different, you know, smaller, but definitely fun. So, but yes, the Black Pearl, I think, especially from a pop culture standpoint, would be a big win for sure. All right, so we've got our Robin, and I love that he's got the short legs. That's fun. And then we had, where did I put the, here we go, the capes. And it's showing, to put this part down first. I think it doesn't necessarily matter which order you put them down on the neck capes, but I always like to try and match it directly to here. He's got 2 face prints. Let me give him his sword and then I'll show you. Yes, the gingerbread AT-AT. Oh my gosh. I'm very excited about that. AT-AT, I suppose, is probably the right way to say that. But very excited about that. That one was a big surprise to me when I saw Jay's Brick Blog post about it. And also all of the holiday themed ones that were announced, I'm excited about. But that one in particular, I think, is on my wish list. All right, here is our new friend. My favorite minifig so far, but I'm quite partial to Robin. I like the short legs, and then 2 face prints. That was the angry fighting one, and then I love this one that's just so happy. He's just a happy little guy. So, all right, I'm going to add him to my little stand of figs so that I can show y'all as we keep adding new friends, our collection. But that's who we've got so far. Let's see. All those Christmas sets look good. Let's see. Oh, you said waiting for the gingerbread house and about to purchase. Ooh, Lion Knight's castle. That's really fun. Um, what's the lies? Oh, gotcha. Yes, I see. The city advent calendar has the tree mini. Oh, I haven't looked at that one yet. I like to avoid looking at all the advent calendar stuff, just because we usually buy them and it's fun to just open them as we go. But typically, by the time we open them, I've seen nearly all of them because most people. So many people post them in advance, which is fine. It's more just like the silly fun of building them, but that'll be a really fun one to have. I love minifigures in any costumes, to be honest. I think they're super fun. So, no worries with spoilers. You were good. I feel like spoilers are almost an expectation or something that I've gotten used to, like expecting all the time with Lego stuff, especially as an ambassador. There's plenty of things that I'll see a little bit early, and it's fun, but I'm like, I also want to make sure I never spoil, which actually, I'm curious on your thoughts. So if y'all want to weigh in and tell me in the chat if you think that you like when you're watching these types of things. Exactly, it was on the box, so it's not really a spoiler. When you're watching live streams and when people are building and whatnot, do you like to see all the hidden details or do you prefer to experience them as you build? Because I've been debating, like as I was going through and researching the Clayface stuff yesterday, I was like, are people going to want to see this or are they going to want to not watch it because they don't want to see spoilers and want to just be entertained as they go? Where's this other guy? Here we go. I personally like to build things and be inspired and excited as I go. And so I think it's a little bit more fun to find out as you're building as opposed to be like, oh, wow, I already know all these things that I can expect. But I also think sometimes that is the excitement that people need or want to make the decision on if they're going to buy something. So I get that too. I love that they're adding in a lot of sand blue in this too. I didn't really expect to see that. I was expecting mostly just the grays, but I think it's such a nice color and it makes for a nice accent color too. So there's plenty of that. There's also sand green. Those sand colors are always great for kind of moody accents. So we're covering up a lot of the floor. There's nothing really hidden underneath that I'm seeing. I had forgotten, we opened the box and just started building, and I hadn't really looked closely at what it was we were building because, again, I like to just kind of experience it as we go. But then as I was building it out, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that this is basically a corner modular, which means that whole front section is just that entry area behind the gate. So there will be detail in there, but there won't be a lot of building there. So it'll be really interesting to see on the inside how they maximize the use of the space. To have enough room for all of the villains that are in this set. I will say wish list would have been to get all of the villains with all of their alternate clothes too. So it's not just their, because for about half of them, it's just the Arkham Asylum orange jumpsuit. But I also am not surprised that that wasn't included. I think that would be a very generous extra that I've come to not just expect in in sets like this, but one can wish. So that was a thought with it too. We watched last night. We watched Batman Forever, and it has been a long time since I've seen it, and since Philip has seen it. And as we were watching, Philip was like, "I feel like I remember this being better than it than it was." We still loved it and had a good time with it, but yeah, we were a little. Like surprised at how poorly it held up, I guess. I mean, all Batman movies are worth watching, in my opinion. I think they're all so much fun. And that one was very nostalgic to my childhood. It came out in 1995, I think. And so it was one that I would have seen. I would have been kind of a middle schoolish age. Yeah, it's so cheesy, right? Like, so cheesy, but we still really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was worth watching, but yeah, definitely cheesy. Okay, so we are getting an interesting entrance, and we're using this type of clip technique where we put the bar with a not with a clip, the bar with a stud inside a snot brick. You pull it out a little bit and then you position it over these corners. Let me put one on and then I'll show you up close how it works. But that's an interesting way to lock things into place. This will also keep that thing from sliding too far too. You have to fidget with it a little bit until you get it out just enough, which is interesting. Come on. There we go. Okay, so you can see up close how it attaches here on this angle, and then it attaches here on the back of this plate. So it's creating an angle area that's higher up than I was expecting. So, but that will help. Yeah, that is fixing one of the problems that I was noticing with it is like that middle front steps area was sliding around quite a bit yesterday. But then, of course, the more that you build, they have thought about those things and included things to lock it into place. So I always find it interesting to see the clever ways that Lego designers come up with creating complicated angles and the Lego math and such. Come on. All right, there we go. You said a little bit of both. You enjoy the inside, but then you like the surprises. That's basically how I feel too. I do think some of those like small details are fun and win me over into wanting a set. I will say that things like I was already planning to buy the Star Wars font set where it's the logo, but then I saw someone show the hidden details on the top of it. And I was excited about that. And I was like, oh, that's really cool and really fun. And I expect some of those things to happen with sets, but I also was a little bummed that like, oh, I didn't need to already see that. It would have been more fun to like build it and be like, oh, look at this hidden surprise. Same with inside the T-Rex build, the skeleton build. There's some hidden details, and same with the large scale T-Rex from the Gate set, which is a really beautiful set. There were like hidden things that I'm like, oh, it was fun. I'm glad that we got to build it without already knowing that those hidden details were in there. But then also it's hard not to share them afterward. You're like, this is so cool. I want to show my friends. All right. So we talked about what sets you're wanting. I'm curious on if you're building anything at the moment. Old busted, not showing sets until embargo day. Yes, I know that. I think you and Will had both said kind of the same type of thing of like, Will had said like, I'm happy for you that you're an ambassador. I may not watch some of your stuff because I don't want to see spoilers, and I totally get that. And I'm like, I don't want to over spoil anything for people, but yeah. So new hotness, not spoiling the little vignettes. Agreed. Like I think those little details are fun. Oh, and my thumbs up is happening again. So I guess my thumbs up works for that too. Okay, yeah, building out the front facade of this. It looks like we're getting some telephones in here. But I think those are meant to look more like the outside facade of the building and not like an actual phone. So I love to see any type of NPU. And I mean, this isn't like dramatically NPU, but it is fun to see like the telephone piece being used as a kind of an adornment to the building as opposed to like an actual phone. So yeah, what are y'all building? I did see this. Yeah, so I saw Beth built Simba. You're trying to get motivated doing the lug challenge. What is the lug challenge? Forgive me for not knowing. I feel like I'm behind. You mean just our one for this month? Okay, so these actually go on the inside, but I still don't think they're phones. I think they're just like a fun detail on the outside of the building, or on the inside of the building. Oh yeah, okay. So you're talking about our lug challenge is we do a seed part every month, so that's where everybody gets the same parts to play with, and then you build something kind of aligned to a theme. Potentially, you don't always have to. Sometimes I build things that don't have the seed parts in them. I actually have a collection of the seed parts that I haven't been using, and I've been keeping them set aside, so with the intention of one day using all of the ones that I haven't used yet and bringing that as my build for the month. But I haven't gotten there yet, so. Okay, I put this on the wrong side, of course, so I have to switch it. we've got like mirrored pieces on the inside that I'm building that I did backwards. Okay, so we'll do this one there and then flip this around. Okay, yeah. So you're working on a mock. I think I know what mock that was. Is that, or a commissioned mock? Is that the one that we talked about in the lug meeting? Or is it something else? And then fun, working on a impromptu minifig habitat. Awesome. When are your lug meetings? Are they monthly for y'all? And are you talking about New Mexico lug? Ours are monthly, typically the third week of the month. So, but yeah, they're all lots of fun. We have massive amounts of people. Ben is our lug ambassador and keeps things running, which is wonderful. And we've got a whole crew of people that kind of lead some different things. So, which is fun. So one guy is in charge of, or maybe just default became in charge of doing all the seat parts and everything, which is great. So, so that's been a lot of fun. And that allows us to also have something neat each month to kind of generate some new ideas and get your wheels turning. I do like that we're not super strict with having to use the seed parts, since a lot of times what I'm building is related to an online challenge I might be doing or something, and people have been supportive of me bringing my own things too. But I like when I'm able to find a way to use the seed parts in another way. All right, so yeah, we're using this technique again up here. So again, this is like we've got that bar with the stud placement here. Put this in. And lug is monthly. Okay. How many members do y'all have? Ben, we've got like 60 that come regularly. Is that grossly overestimating or maybe not? I feel like that's about what we've had, which has been a lot of people. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, we've made a lot of new friends in the last bit because of so many who've been coming. A few have been joining my build challenges, which is fun. So I've got that weekly build challenge on Instagram, and that's been really cool to be like, oh, wow, I've got some friends from the lug that are participating. I love this. I love when these worlds collide. So, okay, yeah. So I guess I was overestimating, but still 40 to 45, like it's been consistently large at those meetings. And yeah, a lot of people, which has been a lot of fun, just surprising amounts. So, especially when I joined, it was maybe 20 regularly. Like, I feel like we've really exploded in the number of people who've been joining. So, all right, making some front lights for the entrance. These are interesting build pieces. So we're using an arrow upside down, like one of these guys upside down. Oops, there we go. And then putting it through the light or the light piece that we have here. Put this one this way. When I'm using these pieces, I'm always intentional about trying to hide that little divot. It's probably really hard for you to see, but there's like a little tiny spot on it. Yeah, it's not going to show. There's a little tiny spot on these that's on the left or the right side, and I always want it hidden if I can, so that it's not showing in the build. It's like one of those little things that I probably care too much about. So, oh, okay, yeah. So meetings 10 to 15 for New Mexico leg. Yeah, we've got a good crew that comes regularly, and nearly everyone brings something, which is really fun. We have quite a few active builders, and I love that about our leg. It's a great crew. A lot of them also will help out and volunteer with Brick Rodeo, which is nice. And so they get involved in things beyond just the lug. And I know Ben has been trying to get more people involved in like helping plan other events and things that we do. So we have one person who's been active in running our volunteering with adult children's, which is great. That's a monthly thing. And then we have others who just get involved here and there in smaller ways, but we're trying to do more local events, which is fun. Okay, these doors go. Like, please hold while I figure out what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so that's further back than I thought. Are our members mostly AFOLs? There are a lot of teens and kids that don't come to meetings always. Good question. It's a mix. I would say we have fewer teens, but we have a lot of kids. I don't know. What do you think, Ben? How would you answer that? We've got like a couple families that bring their kids every month. And we tell them like kids and teens have to come with an adult because these meetings are, and joining and being a member is for AFOLs in particular. Oh, hi, Fran. Hey, Nick. Good to see you. We're continuing Arkham and we're talking about lugs. Are you in a lug over there? Over yonder? I love saying over yonder. It's like not a thing to say. Yeah, we've got a handful of kids that come each time. Again, always accompanied with an adult, which is nice. And they often build too, which is fun. We do basically show and tell with our mocks, and the kids participate in that part too. Some are very talkative. So we get lots of really fun and interesting stories, which I love. I love to see the mind of a kid and like how they come up with some of their builds and ideas and stuff. And it's also really fun when a kid brings a build that's like inspired by something you brought before too. So that's been really fun. And Ben says, we've had one teen show up for almost 3 years. Yeah, that's been really cool. And it's been neat to see them grow up and see their build skills continue to grow too, which is fun. We have a really good crew. I like our lug. Okay, this is a fun sticker. So we're using these curved pieces on the front to put the Arkham Asylum stickers that'll go across the front above the entrance. So let me do that carefully because I always want these to be on the right way. Philip usually does the stickers for me, but he's at work. So you're not involved in a lug, possibly joining one soon, but it's not in your area. Gotcha. Yeah, that is hard for sure. I'm so grateful that we have ours real close to us. Let's see. Arkham goes this way. It's super convenient to be able to participate in our leg for me based on where we live. And Ben, it's like, it's a little drive for you, but it's not too far. I guess in comparison to other people too, who have like legs very far away from their home. Okay, that's crooked. So I'm sure you know this already. Thanks. I'll have to tell you about this shirt in a second. I'm sure you already know this, but when you put a sticker on crooked, if you keep the sticker sheet, you can wedge it slightly underneath. If you just like swipe back and forth underneath the sticker, and it lifts it up just enough that you can put a brick separator under and peel it back up. So that makes me feel better about putting on stickers because I used to be so nervous. And then I said, you know what? Stop caring about something that much. But yeah, easy to reposition. There we go. So this side says Arkham, and the other side will say Asylum. And I think it sings it too when you walk through the doors, just like that. I know, lugless areas make me sad too. I love our lug so much. I wouldn't know Ben if it weren't for our lug, probably. And I would have never known how cool he is and how much we have in common. I would have never expected us to have as much in common as we do, just off of meeting you at first, which is really fun. And one of my favorite things is he enjoys musical theater and is a theater nerd too, and then also loves to sing. And so we've had some great karaoke times. And Ben, we did karaoke at Brick Slopes, and it was the most fun. We loved it and had a blast. And all I kept thinking was, if you were here, you would be eating this up with me. It was so much fun. So that's another vote for let's make sure that karaoke happens at Rodeo. It was a blast. And there's others on this call that can confirm, I think, too. Yeah. Okay. And Asylum. So attaching those two, we get the nice curved entrance, Arkham Asylum. And that, I think, is going to go right here on top. And then once I get this part on, I'll lift up the full build and show you the whole thing. So, yeah. Yes, I would love to see more groups for everyone as well. It must be nice, how far. Yeah, it's so far for you. When you mentioned that you were involved in your lug, despite the distance, I was like, gosh, like I am so fortunate to have. We are so fortunate to have what we do, and I love that Philip's been joining me lately too, to come to the lug as well. That's been a lot of fun, and I love that he's like forming his own relationship with people as well in our lug, and yeah, becoming more connected to the community. So. Thank you, I almost said Brickman. Thank you, Nick. You're so sweet. Had the most fun, of course. But yeah, it was like, this is amazing, and we need to have karaoke at all times at conventions. All right, so come on. Because of these angles, it's interesting to like attach these on with studs. It's like those like angled pieces that I had or that I showed you earlier. It's just interesting. Okay, here we go. Got it. So here is the grand entrance. There'll be more to it than this, but oh, and you can see the chat in the. Here, let's open those doors so that that's not distracting. But I like the curved piece here too. I think this whole front entrance is just beautiful. Oh, I put it on backwards. Okay, I was like, why isn't this working? Let's try this again. Okay, this makes more sense. This is what happens when you talk while you build, y'all. Okay, so this makes more sense. Please hold. Okay, that's why. I was confused as to why this was positioned the way it was, and that's because I was doing it all in reverse. There we go. Okay, one more try. Here is the grand entrance. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. So the doors open out, and I love the curved piece, but I love also those curved stairs. That's really nice. And I'm liking the curved details that we're getting here and here for like the columns. I think it's going to look really cool. And I also still did something wrong. I just realized the lights are supposed to be out front. Y'all, this is embarrassing. But also, it's not that embarrassing. I'm perfectly fine messing up. Y'all are my friends, so it's perfectly fine to be a little bit of a mess. There we go. Yes, JWD was really excited about the idea of karaoke there, and I've seen him post a lot of singing karaoke in the elevators videos for on TikTok. I'm like, oh my gosh, this will be so much fun next year. All right, let me just double check or triple check. One more try. Hey, here's the grand entrance. Looks so cool. The doors open outward. It curves. There's curved steps. And the lights are on the outside this time. So we've repaired and fixed all the things that I was doing wrong. Good times. Hi, Duck. How's it going? Yeah, this build is so much fun so far. I am in bag 6. So that's been a lot of fun. And I wanted to go back up to Brickman's comment about the shirt. So, fun little brief story. Not that I had to highlight this comment, but I like to. The shirt came from a really neat event that Philip and I went to in London last year. He had a work trip, and so I tagged along because when amazing things like that happen, it just seems to make sense that you tag along if you can. And while we were there was a Batman experience that was for the 85th anniversary of Batman, which just concluded last year. That's why we had the Lego Masters Batman Challenge, actually, which we were all wondering about when it was going to air because I think by the time it aired, it was already into the 86th year of Batman, but that's okay. We went to the Batman experience. It was really cool. It was an exhibit that had all these different immersive rooms that had like there was one room with all the Batman cowls, and as you're going through you see all of these like glass display cases with the cowls in them, and at the very end there was one that looked empty, but once you get close enough to it, it was the Lego Batman movie, and it was the cowl this big, so it was like this teeny tiny cowl in this massive display, which I loved. They had rooms and experience rooms for the villains. And so there was one that was for the Joker, was the first one you went in. And the lights were on, and it was like a sterile white room, probably like meant to be the inside of Arkham, where you just felt like, ooh, this is creepy. And then once the lights turned off. When they turned it back on, there was laughter writing all over the walls, like ha 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 ha, and all kinds of things. And it was so creepy and cool, and neat to experience. And then they had a room for the Riddler with like question marks everywhere, the poison ivy, like all the plants and everything hanging down. But it was such a cool exhibit. And while I was there, Philip and I both got this shirt. They had a bunch of other shirts too, but this one was the coolest one. And we often find that we like the same designs from these types of things. So it's always like, ugh, if he's going to wear it on one day, then I have to wear it a different day. So I had to also get some other Batman t-shirts so that when we're building together, this is the only Batman shirt he owns, but I own like 5 or 6 now at this point. But yeah, it was really, really cool, and took so many awesome pictures and things. And but my favorite part were those villains themed rooms. They were so eerie. I think right after the Joker one, the room that you walked through to get to the Riddler one was all mirrors, like a fun house. It was really cool. All right, we've got this sticker that's going to go on the inside. It says, no coins, umbrellas, playing cards, or coolers beyond this point, with some graffiti, with a check mark over no, and then haha listed there. So that's going to go on the inside wall here to the right of this telephone. And like I said, this is full of stickers, like way too many stickers. And I love stickers because they give a lot of like specific detail. So I think it's worth it, but very sticker heavy set. So, all right. So yeah, so that goes in here, like on the inside wall. And then we've got another sticker that I'm guessing will go on the companion wall too. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I thought maybe that would be the next thing, but I guess not. All right, on to bag 7, and we get another minifig with 16 minifigs and 24 bags. There's almost a minifig every bag. So that's been pretty cool. This set was delivered right when we were about to head to Slopes, and then I had a work trip right after Slopes. That was kind of a last minute thing last week, and so it was a ton of travel, and I was bummed because I wanted to be able to build this and have it up for review and share with y'all before. But because we like missed that window, I was like, well, maybe we'll do the actual like advent calendar build of it, because with the 24 bags, that's something that even Lego has been talking about. I think with the success of that being a Home Alone thing that people were doing, they wanted to point to that too as an added reason for someone to buy it before the holidays. So bye, good to see ya. Enjoy security work. Hope it's fun and safe. But yeah, finally decided last night, like, no, I want to build it now. It's fun. Let's dive in. So Philip and I started last night. He wanted to build the whole thing with me. And I told him, like, I'd love to. And also, I'm going to have to do some of the building by myself in order to get through it in time, and share with y'all. So he was okay with me doing live today without him. All right. So I was curious with Arkham Asylum outfits for the different characters, if we were going to get a different one for the feminine characters than for the masculine characters, because sometimes they have like the curves and stuff drawn on, and we don't. It looks like it's the exact same print, which isn't a big surprise. I don't know that it would have been necessary to get, but I was curious if we'd get another print. Also, I think they could have thrown us a different Harley Quinn glove, because she's got 2 gray gloves like all the other characters. And I think they could have done a black and a red one for her. But here's her so far. I'm going to build her her big hammer in just a second. You can see the bubblegum face. And then when I flip it around, you can see the other face print. That's just kind of that winky, cheeky face. But I like the bubblegum one, so we'll have that one out. But definitely another fig that I was very excited about. So happy to have her. All right, so let's build her hammer. Yeah, her hair's amazing, right? I have loved that we've gotten that color, or that dual colored hair in multiple different colors for different figs throughout the years. I remember seeing it in the Ninjago set where it was the Ninjago CMFs, where it was like the pink, I think pink and blue maybe. But such a fun one. And I think maybe the only Harley Quinn fig we had already. I don't know if this is true, but the one that I'm remembering is from the Batman movie CMF line, where she's wearing the nurse outfit. And so this is fun to get her here, but I would love her in her black and red outfit. Okay, I can't. Here's that piece. Okay. I'm wondering, I know I've seen this built before, so I'm wondering if they are using the same build approach for the hammer as they've done before with other things, but I'm not sure. Oh, wait, do these glow? Ooh, fun. I think they do. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so the hammer, if any of you have built a Harley Quinn before with a hammer, I'm curious if you'll let me know if it was built the same way. So far it is that round brick in the middle that has the holes where you put in those stud pins, the pins that have the studs in them, sliding in the pole in here. And then on top, we're going to put a tile, and on bottom, we're going to put an inverted brick with the gray. So, and then those will have stickers on them. In this very sticker heavy set. Where are we? My eyes are like, here we go. I was going to say my eyes are not wanting to work with me today. All right, the stickers are fun pattern stickers that have the kind of Argyle type print on it with the black and the red that looks a little bit bloody potentially, which is fun. They did include and I'll show you her again once I get this finished, but they did include the red and black skates, so that's fun. I do like they have those. All right. What's interesting too is the instructions. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say it didn't look like the instructions were telling us to put the stickers on both sides, but it's obvious you do. But I just had it covered with the sticker sheet. All right. Okay, cool. So here's her hammer. Really cool. Hi, Zizou. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, having a good time with this so far. I'm in bag 7, and I just built our 6th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, our 6th minifig. So we've got Harley Quinn, and she's got that hammer, which is great. So, and then you said, I can remind I had to turn around. Let's see. Wait, does the 2x2 round brick have the whole? Oh no, yeah, it doesn't. So it's just on the sides. But yeah, you put the one stud in there on either side. Surprisingly, no Harley Quinn minifigures there. Yeah, I think I have one other one. I know we've got another that's in the mosaic, the Gotham City mosaic, but we haven't gotten to that bag yet because we've been building one and then watching the episode that corresponds with each as we've been going through it. And so that's taking some time to get through. So yeah, definitely love this Harley Quinn. I think she's a lot of fun. Again, I wish that they would have been extra generous and given us the alternate outfits so that we didn't only have them in their orange jumpsuits, but I get why they did that. So, and yeah, I'm looking at all of them again. It looks like they're all wearing basically a white t-shirt underneath. So they've made sure that they're not like separate prints, which means that they won't be like ridiculously expensive in weird ways, maybe for people to buy if you wanted to get the jumpsuits for some reason, since they're all the same print, and you get an abundance of them. But whereas I'm sure if they were like super specific about each one, then it would have been a little bit different. So yeah. Printed inverted 2x2 tile is pretty boss. Yes. Printed right. That would be so cool. Instead it's a sticker. Okay, here's the next. Let's see. So we're getting. Which sticker would that be? Aha, so I told you about the spoon. So here's another reference to that spoon. It's in this sticker that we get here that shows the x-ray. And I love that it's slowly bringing together this story of like the spoon and how it's all coming together. So let me get this on. Pro tip, I'm sure you all know, I love to use my brick separators for stickers. All right, here's the sticker. that we're getting that has the spoon inside that skeleton. And that is going to go. Let's see if I rotate this way. Okay, that'll go here. Interesting, facing kind of the door entrance. All right. Holding out for an inevitable Harley Quinn mech set, right? I can't remember who it was, but someone, it might have been Tips and Bricks. They do lots of great work on this. But someone had posted, I think it was a Tips and Bricks article actually, about how all of the mechs that we get are for the dudes. Like, can we please get some for some of the badass women characters that we're getting as well? And I agree. I think we need them. That'd be so much fun. So let's get a Harley Quinn mech. I like it. I like it. Love, love, love the new Poison Ivy minifigure. Yes. One of my wish list, forever wish list items that I probably won't get, maybe someday, is the one from the Lego Batman movie. I think she's pretty badass and cool and would love to have her in our collection. But yeah, she's so hard to come by at a reasonable price. Every time I see her, she's like ridiculous. And then I really want the Ultimate Batmobile set from the Lego Batman movie as well, because I would like to build it. It looks like a pretty awesome vehicle, but then also because it comes with the two flying monkeys, and it comes with the calendar, or not the calendar man, the dots man, that has all the like ridiculous villain with the spots everywhere. It makes me think he's about to play what's it called? Where you put your Twister. Like, he should be Twister Man. I love the ridiculous villains they have in that movie. I would love a Lego Batman movie too, actually. And that's probably when I get around to, I know I'm not going to finish this build today for sure, but when I get around to continuing it later, if Philip's not with me, I will be watching the Lego Batman movie. I asked him last night if he wanted to watch that one, and he's like, no. He saw that recently, which he doesn't sound anything like that. He actually was just really excited about watching some of the, we started watching some of the other live action ones again. So we loosely have been going through them in order. So it makes sense. But yeah, so Batman Forever was fun last night. All right, and we're getting a new Gotham City newspaper. It says, "The Batman returns," and it shows a picture of Batman in the sky with some lightning behind him. I want every possible newspaper print from any of the Marvel and DC ones to then create like a superhero newspaper store. That would be fun. Or like what you would find at the airport. So, and with all of these too, they keep like putting these where it's like a random stickered tile that's on the floor hidden away somewhere. And I love that little fun details that like they don't need to include, but they are, which is so fun. Right. And then another of my new favorite parts that we're getting in multiple different colors are these like rubbery rounded. They're not super rubbery actually, but they look rubbery to me, but they're like rounded and a bump. The first time I saw one like this was in the Dolores build. So Dolores is the little baby dinosaur from Jurassic World, whatever the new one was called. I forget. It's not Dominion. I can't remember what it was called. But it was used as like the claws on that one. And I love that in all of these builds that you get them, you always get an extra one too. So I'm slowly getting my little collection of those little bump parts, which of course are not necessary, but so fun. I just think there's got to be some fun way to include them in mocks for sure. I've been doing some like Greebled type mock planning, and that was one piece that I was like, it'd be so fun to have this in a large amount. So, and I put up on the screen Ben's comment of a mech with a huge hammer. That would be so fun, and of course so appropriate for our friend Harley. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Lego. All right, Clayface. Okay, this is fun. It's a little mugshot of Clayface. I love that we're getting enough nods to him in the set so that he somehow is a part of it, given he wasn't in here. Yes, Rebirth. Thank you, Zach. It was Jurassic World Rebirth. But yeah, Clayface is Probably my favorite villain, and I say that because we learned so much more about his backstory in Batman the Animated Series. Okay, so here's his mugshot. It's on the camera or that computer screen, which is fun. But we learned that the director of Batman the Animated Series wrote him as a queer character. And so he had a partner, a same sex partner in the cartoon, which was fun to learn. And honestly, one of my favorite sets that I already had was the of the Lego Batman ones was the buildable Clayface, where you can switch the eyes so that it looks like he's sad or he's angry. Just such a fun little twisted detail they included in there too. And so yeah, now every time I see Clayface references, I'm even more excited, which is fun. So, all right, we've got a camera. Just gonna go here. I think this is maybe where they take the mug shots. So maybe against this wall where the camera's facing, there'll be a space for it. Yeah, those baby dinos, they are the best sets. They're so cute. It was Jurassic World Rebirth. Did you watch Creature Commandos? I don't think so, but I have a terrible memory of the names of things. So maybe let me know what it is. Okay, one of the reasons I love stickers so much is that they help add so many references. Exactly. And they do it in a way that like is affordable for the Lego group more so than if they did everything printed. I'm sure that would add up the price as well. Hi, Bev. Good to see you. We are building the Arkham Asylum. Okay, so this is the part that I think glows in the dark. It says RA for radium. And I'm just going to check to see. I think it glows. It's really hard to tell. It has like that like almost green undertone, like in comparison to a white. Yeah, it has to be a glowing one. It's just not glowing in my hands. And that's probably not that exciting for y'all unless you could see it glow yourself. So it's an HBO James Gunn stuff. Awesome. I'll have to check it out. That's really fun. That, yeah, the highlight, right? That Clayface, I was fascinated. So when we were doing those little stories of the builds, whatever bag that was, we included that component too, and we looked it up to confirm that it was accurate, which was really cool. Because as we were watching, we were like, "This looks like he has a boyfriend." Like pretty clear that's what's happening here, and then it was so. And agreed, right? Let's. That's also where when people complain about the stickers, I'm like, yeah, but y'all are also complaining about the price, and I would love to also keep seeing lower cost. Now, I say this knowing that obviously I get Lego by being an ambassador. So it's, we are very, very fortunate, and I never want to take that for granted. So by no means take that as me saying like, oh, it's not that expensive or whatever. I think Lego is actually too expensive, and especially when you get the IP tax added on, it adds up too much for sure. That's one thing that I've heard people complain about with ambassadors, where they say like, oh, they don't understand how the value of the sets because they're getting them for free, or why didn't they say this was expensive? I feel like it almost is a given that like we all agree that it's expensive, but also the reviews that I do too. I don't tend to do reviews in the same way others do, where it's like, this is a set, this is why I think you should buy it. It's more, I like to show fun build techniques that I learned from them. And I also, but I'm always happy to throw in my 2 cents there of like, I want Lego to be accessible. I want it to be something where everyone gets a chance to build. So let's lower the cost. Or let's keep it down a little bit by having things like stickers instead of the printed parts, if that's what it takes. I was surprised, though, not going to lie, with the volume of stickers for this, because there are at least... There's 65 numbers on these stickers, and sometimes, a sticker is 2 or 3 stickers are labeled with the same number if it's the identical sticker. And that's a lot of stickers for sure in one set. Favorite villain will always be King Tut. Okay, yeah, nice. That was one that I got in that CMF line as well. So, and yes, 100% here. Oh wait, you were talking about Creature Commandos. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I thought you were saying killer soundtrack for Batman Forever. The reason why that always goes through my head too is it was the first CD I ever bought, and I played it nonstop. And I remember being so excited when I got a CD player that would allow me to do repeat, and I played repeat Kiss from a Rose over and over and over, and I'm sure I drove my family crazy. They were probably not too thrilled with that being the song that was nonstop playing in my room from this moody gay teenager. You thought The Office had a ton of stickers. Yeah, that one was one. And these bubbles, y'all, they're just going to keep joining me every time I put my hand in the frame. I have tried every other way to remove them, and they, no matter what I do, it's always there. So I've just grown to know that apparently I just like to thumbs up everything. Okay, once I get done with this portion, I'll lift this up and show you kind of what we've been building. Let's see. Oh yeah, and so in those like bumpy parts that I mentioned, we also get it in light or trans black too for the set. So that's a fun additional color that I haven't gotten in my stash yet from a set. You have that CD? Yes, right? It was a banger. So many good songs. It was really fun to listen to the credits last night because I was like, why didn't Kiss from a Rose show up in the actual movie? But it's just in the credits. And then also the Hold Me, Kill Me, Kiss Me, Thrill Me. I'm sure I've got those in the wrong order. U2, yeah, the U2 song. That song is the first part of the credits. And it's just so much nostalgia, y'all. Like all the memories and vibes from that time. I remember being a newspaper boy and delivering newspapers on my rollerblades, which was so much fun. I had 2 newspaper routes, so I went over and above and did too much, like I always tend to do, but had such a blast jamming out to that soundtrack as I was throwing papers at people's houses. That's why you didn't type it. You always get it wrong. Yeah, right. The U2 song. Yes, I can't remember the order of those words, but we know. I'm glad that connects with you as well. That's fun. Moody Gay Teenager is your Panic at the Disco. Yes, tribute. Oh, hey, I like that. Nice. Panic at the Disco tribute band. Yes, please. That's fun. All right, let's see, where are we at now? So I'm building in some additional walls. Once I get to a quick stopping point, I'll hold it up and show you, which we're getting pretty close, I think, to a place that would naturally make sense. Bev and Zuzu, are you building anything right now? Anything fun? You just bought your first CD in like a decade the other day. Okay. Hey, Duck. Nice. So Taylor Swift got you with the Showgirl, The Life of a Showgirl. We will be getting the vinyl for sure, but we haven't gotten into buying the CDs yet. So our best friend, Marianne, she is a huge Swiftie, and she always makes sure that we're up to speed on all things Taylor Swift if we aren't just from social media. I think she's getting all the CDs. So you will always invest in CDs. Nice. Oh, fun working on a clock tower. That is really cool. Excited to see it come together. Is that just for fun? You got the vinyl too? Yes, Duck. Love it. Love it. The glittery orange one. I am guessing that that's the one we're going to be getting. Usually Marianne gifts us that for Christmas. So we'll see. If she doesn't, then I'll have to buy one that's not one of the special ones, and that's okay if that's the case. But yes, love me some Taylor Swift. It's actually funny. Philip found on the like memories and Facebook, he found one recently that was like me telling him, hey, Taylor Swift is at the Moody, not the Moody Center. What was it? Was it the Irwin Center? I can't remember what it was called before. It's now the Moody Center. I think it was the Irwin Center, but I was like, hey, she's here. Do you want to go and spend a ridiculous amount of money on tickets for her? And it was before either of us were really listening to Taylor all that much. And Philip sent it to me and was like, looks like you turned me into a Swiftie after all. All right. Okay, after these next 2 steps, I will give you a preview of what we've been up to. The Irwin Center, thank you. Edwin Center. Edwin. Irwin, something like that. Missy made you make a corner to add to Mega Sparks for next year's rodeo. Nice. I love it. Our Mega Spark City, for those, I'm guessing all of you would know if you're friends with Ben, of course, and see his live streams as well. But our Mega Spark City was really cool. I say our because it was our lug, but I didn't participate this year in building the collaborative build, but it was really, really cool when it was all assembled together at Rodeo in Houston. So I'm glad we'll get to see it again together back in Austin next year. If you're not going, Irwin, okay, I thought it was Irwin Center, but I couldn't remember. All right, I'm going to show you, let's see, let me remove the comment. I'm going to show you what we've got so far. So we're starting to build out more of the inside, and you can see like a lobby area. That's where we saw the sticker for Clayface there, and you can see the camera is pointing out at like an open wall right now. I'm guessing that that's going to be a backdrop that's going to show there's some stickers that show like the height lines that you would see on the back of someone's mugshot. So I'm guessing that that sticker is going to go there. And we've got that newspaper there on the counter. And we've got just more of the wall here. So there, where is it? There we go. It's back here. This is that bumpy piece that I was saying that's in the gray. And then the other one is red that's on the desk. And then we get these red and green lights for like warning and stuff too. So, but I'm liking these details that I would guess actually this detail is probably like a security camera. I think that's a great use of that transparent black round bumpy piece. So. Yeah. All right. New Taylor Swift fan. So when your friend offered you floor seats to the Eras Tour in Dallas, you declined, and she said she would invite someone that was a bigger fan. Yeah. I regret that for you too. I'm super disappointed in you. Just kidding. Just kidding. But did you ever get to go to Eras Tour? I'm curious. We got to go because our friend made sure that we were on top of things, and we went to Vegas, and it was amazing. And by far, I was a Taylor Swift fan already at that point, but completely won me over to be a huge fan. She is incredible, and her shows are just like that show was mind-blowing to think about how much she was doing for that duration of time and over the duration of many, many months. It's like, how did you sustain the energy to do all of that? She is remarkable. So, and agree with this, yeah, like these types of sets, all of the fun hidden details that you get with them. This is why I love the modulars, and why I love that they made this one to be appropriate to fit into like someone's modular house, or I mean modular neighborhood or cityscape. So I'm excited once this is finished to put it with some of our other modulars too. Last year we requested the Sanctum Sanctorum. So I'm secretly excited to mash it up and just be ridiculous, because why not have all the superheroes together? So I don't think they'll be side by side. I think they'll probably be separated by another building. Yeah, very excited to put them with the other modulars and just kind of see how they stand up together. So, all right, we're getting another sticker, which Philip will be glad that he missed out on some of these stickers. Oh, okay, this is a fun sticker. And I can tell you, if you want me to tell you what it says, actually, yeah, I'll tell you anyway. It's not a huge spoiler, it's just fun. Let's see. All right, so this is another computer station. And check out this. It says, open all cell doors, yes or no? I love it. So, yeah. Yes, we watched some of those grainy live streams, which there was a piece of me that was like, if everyone around this camera could just stop singing along, that would be great. But also, who am I to tell people to not sing along at their favorite concert? It was so much fun, and we sang along. But yeah, a lot of those videos, it was like, oh, I am hearing the person to the left of this camera pretty well, pretty loud there, which is fun. So, but yeah, really, really great. Did our voice sound just as good by the end of the show? It did. It was magical. I do not understand how she was able to do it. I mean, she clearly had trained for this and made sure that she was on top of things and ready to go and consistently deliver show after show after show. But wow, it was really remarkable, just really impressive. There's a rumor there's a giant. Oh, yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, well, first off, they don't allow us to talk about rumors as ambassadors, but also I haven't heard that, but it wouldn't surprise me if we get some big ones for the Pokemon series, because I know they're doing all the Pokemon sets, or not doing the Pokemon sets. They have the license now that they announced earlier in the year. I'm super curious to see what they are. I imagined that we were going to get some that were like minifig scale, because I would think that it would be a little bit different than what we saw from like Mega Blocks and stuff. So that said, I hope that we get some sculpted builds. Those are my favorites, although I am loving this. I always say those are my favorites because I really enjoy learning new build techniques, but I will also say that ones like this that are full of minifig details are like incredible. So that's where I love minifig scale ones as well. I just don't like the minifig sets where it's like a teeny tiny little thing. They sent me one or two Marvel sets to review that were the smallest little things ever and so ridiculously expensive and just didn't have good details. But these have incredible details. So I'm always a big fan when it's this stuff. But yeah, I hope we get some good sculpted builds from the Pokemon ones. And no worries about the rumors. It's just that's why I don't typically talk about them much on here too. So yeah, so this is the backdrop that we have here above that computer as well. Lots of fun details. The sticker with the yellow says stand up and it looks like the Joker's face. It also says there's door code is listed. And then, oh, look at the bottom left of this. Spoon missing. So that's where all these fun little hidden details about the spoon. I think it's just funny. They're being clever, which is nice. Let's see. It's because of the way this wall, I was telling you how we had to like curve things to get this angle in the front. There's like a weird piece that, or weird way that these connect that like, not weird, but like you have to have things exactly perfect with where that telephone kind of thing is on the inside of the wall. Did you ever have or play with Mega Blocks? I didn't actually. Our friends had Lincoln Logs, so I remember having those that we built with. Let's see. This is sticker number 42. This one says "Smile, you're on camera," and there's a little minifigure head that has a red smile across it that was obviously defaced by our favorite Joker. So yeah, we didn't really have Mega Bloks growing up. I remember Lego sets in particular, but I don't really ever remember the Mega Block sets. I don't even know if they had them when we were kids, but maybe. I just remember seeing them more honestly in adulthood. And even my younger brother, he's 10 years younger. I remember him building with our Lego that we had from our childhoods. And I don't really remember him getting new Lego sets ever. I'll have to ask him if he did. He's now building with Lego as an adult, which is fun. He and his wife do, which I love. And anytime they do, they always send me pictures. I'm like, yay! Right, Lincoln Logs, like that was. Oh, and Connects. Yeah, our neighborhood Connects. And so I remember those. I think I had one Connect set that was is that a Ferris wheel? This thing? I think that's a Ferris wheel, right? This is a merry-go-round. Yeah, so that's a Ferris wheel. I had a big Connect set that was a Ferris wheel, and it was either mine or it was my aunt's, and she let us play with it when we were at their house. But I remember those in particular. And I remember feeling like it was totally different than Lego because the Lego sets that I had were like storytelling details, whereas the Connects one I felt like were more like how I would describe Technic, where it's like, this is something that you build that like does something, like there were mechanics to it or something like that. So. Fun. Yeah. Oh, that was your favorite. Nice. And then Playmobil was fun. Yeah. And honestly, I don't remember having Playmobil sets like at all. Which again, maybe that's just like the time that I grew up, maybe they weren't as prevalent, or maybe my family just didn't buy them. I didn't have a ton of Lego sets. And usually when I got them, it was from my aunt. I remember her buying them for me. I don't It might have been from my parents too, but I don't fully remember. What I do remember is Batman action figures. I had a ton of those, and I also had Peter Pan action figures that were from Hook. And I remember that and loving that. I had a Rufio, for anybody who grew up in that same time frame. And the Bangarang raft, so that you could hit one log and it would launch the other action figure across the room. But I would love to have those Batman action figures still. I just found yesterday, we were cleaning out the guest bedroom, and I found my Robin, and I was so excited that we still have him. He's definitely seen some things. So, who remembers robotics? I don't. Tell me about robotics, Ben. I want to know more. I want to know more. Tell me all the things. So it looks like we are building like padded walls. So they're having us put together lots of these little fun, what I always call gold bars, but I'm sure it has a better name. You have a whole Peter Pan tattoo on your Lego, from your knee to foot, and it has a hook quote. Okay, Duck, I need to see this. That's amazing. Lego tattoos are like one of my favorite things, and something I really want to get, but I do not like needles very much. So I'm a little freaked out about it. So yeah, Ben, tell us about robotics. And Duck, find a way to send us a picture of your tattoos. And then, or Capsella. No, I've never heard of them. Yes, Rufio, right? I think every kid wanted to have a mohawk after that movie. Like that was so cool. He was such an amazing rebel. Loved him so much. Oh my God, I loved Hook. That was such a fun movie. What's interesting too is I associate Hook with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe series, and the reason is because it was on in the summer. The movie was out in the summer, and the toys came out around that time too. And my parents said they would buy me a toy from the store if I finished reading the whole Chronicles of Narnia. And so I read the Chronicles of Narnia as fast as I could. And then we went to the store, and I remember getting the Bangarang raft set, which was just so cool. So those things are weirdly intertwined in my brain. So let's see. It says Mega Bloks came out in 1984-ish, but similar to your recollection, just don't remember them being around. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I didn't really know the time frame. Okay, so both of them were building systems, but robotics was one you build big dinosaur robots with motors you control. Now that sounds like something I would have loved. I don't remember that though. I do remember Dino Fighters. Was it Dino Fighters? Was that like a cartoon? Or Dino Riders? I think it was Dino Riders. I do remember Dino Riders, but I think those are more like action figures. And then Capsella is a gears and motors construction system with gears and motors encased in capsules. They could float. That's really cool. I love to see like STEM type of toys that they have for kids. All right, so we did a little bit more to the inside here. I'm still on bag 7, but we've got more of that interior look and vibe. And like I said, you see that padded wall. That's all completely padded in here. Interesting. And then those fun stickered elements. I love that security camera in the corner. I think the more I see that, the more I'm going to be a huge fan of it. And then we're flipping it around and we're adding in some more wall details here. Which way does this go? Oh, here we go. It'll be interesting to see what level of detail they provide on the outsides, knowing that these have to be modulars that can connect to other modular buildings, because that limits kind of what you can do, which Lego is always smart about this. Here they use slopes that go in towards the inside of the building, or towards the inside of the build, and so that way it's not going to bump against anything. But let's see. But that allows you to have some like finished details. The first modular I ever built was my modular for Little Shop of Horrors, and I was so proud of it and so excited. And it was a 16 or a 32, 16 wide modular, so pretty narrow. And I did detail on the top floors where I had some fun window details. But what I didn't realize is that it stuck out from the wall, and it made it so that if I ever put it by another modular, they can't actually attach because the rails, or the way that I built it sticking out, bumps up against the other ones. So that's been something that I've always told myself I need to fix someday, but haven't ever gotten around to doing. So maybe I will eventually. That was a really fun build, and that was one I'm really glad to still have built together. It's actually one of those things where I'm like, that gives me an excuse to say, see, I don't need to unbuild things, but I do. Our house is overwhelmingly full of builds that I need to take apart, especially doing the like daily builds thing in 2023, and then now the weekly builds in 2025. I tend to keep a lot of it together, and I need to just start really going through and being judicious about taking them apart. I do still have the record shop modular. I'm glad you remembered that. That's really fun. So that one was the other one that I was very, very proud of and really excited about. I think I built it in 2021. I think it was like during COVID and maybe just after, but it was really, really fun. Yeah. Yes, Zoo. That's exactly it. Oh my gosh. Such a great, great show. Love the show, love the movie, love everything about it. Okay, we finished bag 7. The only other detail that we got that you didn't see is like just a little tiny edge on the outside wall. So I'm not going to show you that piece because we'll wait till it's more built up. And we're getting another bag that doesn't have a minifig, so womp womp. I think 8 bags total won't have minifigs because there's 16 total if there's one per bag, and there's 24 total bags. Right. So a lot of the review sets that I've been getting have the paper bags that has like the little bit of glossy on the inside. But lately, we've also been getting some that have the clear bags again, and there have been a few that have clear bags with white paper bags on the inside of them. And that always interests me, like how that happens. The factory, just when they're putting it together, I'm sure just has certain hookups to like have ones with paper used first or something. I don't know, but it's just interesting to see when it's mixed. Beth asks if I'm the Bill Murray character because you don't hate going to the dentist. I mean, I think everybody should have a little bit of fear of the dentist. Maybe that's just me. I'm not a huge fan, but I will say that I like my the one that I go to here. Come from me, Sisu. Yeah, love that. Yes. Wait, are you really a dentist? If that's true, that's even more fun, which I love. I'm missing some things. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I'm like way behind on things. Strongly prefer riding a dino over fighting. Oh, yes, because I was saying dino riders versus dino fighters. I think that's a fair thing to say. Yeah, dino riders did seem a little bit more positive, but I do think they got into battles with each other. I feel like there were good ones and bad ones. And I remember them having like a mind control thing that went over the heads that like allowed the riders to control them. Am I remembering that correctly? Do y'all remember that show? I don't know for sure if I do, if I'm remembering it correctly. And then let's see, what else do I have? Zach asked if I have any of my Lego from when I was young. I do not, and I'm so incredibly sad about it. I wish that that I did, but I believe my parents gave them to my younger brother. And then I think when he outgrew them, it might have gone to my nieces and nephews. I've asked my older brother, who has kids, if they got them, and he insists they don't have them. So I don't know what happened to them. It might have been like a garage sale sadness moment. But yeah, if so, I'm super sad about it and would love to find a way to get them again. The ones that were most nostalgic for me were the Islanders sets from the Pirates line, and then the Magisto ones that had the dragons with, I think it was the ones that had Magisto, that had dragons and had Magisto in them. So You said the building? Yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. I was like, I didn't know you were a dentist. How fun is that? That makes the show even better. But also, yeah, great movie. Steve Martin is hysterical. I just love the music. I was Seymour for Halloween a couple of years ago and had so much fun with that costume. And yeah, I just had a blast with it. And I think that was actually the same year that I built my Little Shop of Horrors modular. So, all right, where are the windows? Okay, so all the glass pieces so far for this build, I think, are transparent black, which makes sense, again, for that like weathered, moody look to them. But we're getting lots of windows now as we go up the building a little bit more. And it looks like it's all that same window facade. So I'll show you one in just a second once I get to this. Okay. So, do I have those backwards? No, I do. I have them the right way. So here's the facade for the windows. So the little detail with this piece that has the two rods on the side, and you see the windows on the inside. So that's what goes outward facing on the different walls here and here. And I think there's 3 of them already. So, and then Duck was saying, trying to budget a little better, so I have a feeling I'll be taking some things apart and cleaning to tide me over until you can buy new sets again. Very smart. My goal is to get out of our den and back into the Lego room, because that's where I planned to build and stream and do all the different things. But it kind of got overflowed. Or however you'd say that, it is overflowing with unbuilt Lego and other things that, like, as we've been cleaning the house and stuff, that it just became like a little bit of a storage place for me for some of my other stuff. And so I need to fix it for sure. But yeah, you'd rather go to the dentist than a haircut? Interesting. I disagree. And then, yeah, maintenance is half the hobby. Yes, it really is. I really do enjoy sorting. What I find I hate is unbuilding. That process, it's like super tedious for me and not something that I have fun with. And I like to try and sort as I'm unbuilding, because otherwise the sorting feels overwhelming to me. And I didn't realize that when I was kind of starting to figure out what I needed to sort and unbuild. I just opened a bin and started to put sets in it to unbuild later, and future me is not happy with past me. So what I find is now when I want to unbuild something, or like when I get that energy to do that, instead of going into that bin, I find something on the shelf that just needs to be unbuilt, and I start there, which makes it hard to ever make progress with any of the unbuilding. What am I missing? What did I do wrong here? Oh, that's what I did wrong here. Okay. So this piece is not right. Okay. Let's see. Zuzu, I agree. Suddenly Seymour is a jam and a super fun one to sing at karaoke. I love all of Audrey's songs, actually. I'm a huge fan of hers. And I'm also a huge fan of singing songs that were meant for women to sing. They're some of my favorites. Most of your older ones are garage sales paths, as most toys do, right? Yeah, I feel like that's unfortunately similar for many of us, and really disappointing when you're like, oh, but now as an adult, I want all those back. We did get some of Philip's back from when he was a kid, and they are in very gross condition. So that was not fun to navigate through, but it was fun to explore them a little bit. And it was a very small shoebox full, so it wasn't like a lot. And some of them were clearly not Lego as well, as you all probably know, that telltale feeling of like, yep, this piece is definitely not a Lego piece, and how it just like feels and looks different. But from his original ones as a kid, I wanted to build something for him. And this was a handful of years ago, but I built him an Oscar, a very crude Oscar. It's not all that well built. but part of that too was the limited parts we had. But that was really fun. And so we still have that somewhere in the house, which is fun. But we've since upgraded to a much better Oscar, which is up there, actually. Let's see, I'll tilt this up so you can see it's right there. And that's actually Nathan Sawaya's design. He had uploaded the instructions on how to build it at some point. After they showed up at the actual Oscars, and all these people were holding them at the Oscars. I think he got a lot of interest in them then. So we got the design and built it. But yeah, that little silly one made out of Philip's old gross Lego bricks is somewhere. It exists somewhere in our house. So, all right, let's come back down. Yeah. It is necessary. You don't have to be social. That's fair. Haircuts is stress. In haircuts, I just become friends with everyone that's there, and we just talk the whole time. So I enjoy that. My hairstylist actually, it's really fun because it's just me and him when I go to his tiny studio. So he moved to this tiny studio that he rents with his business partner. And so it's actually really nice because it's just me and him. And he's a drag queen occasionally. And so it's really fun to hear his stories about drag and other things too. So lots of fun there. But yeah, when I previously went to places that were larger, especially if I didn't know the people cutting my hair, sometimes I would feel like, do I need to talk this whole time? Or more frustrating is when you go and they're like not talkative at all, and then I used to get really uncomfortable with the silence. Let's see. There should be one more window in here. Oops. Here it is. Interesting. So you've noticed you strongly prefer female vocalists. Hey, Mackenzie, how's it going? We are building the Arkham Asylum set. It's really fun and really cool so far. And I'm on I think this is bag 8. Is that right? Yeah, I'm on bag 8. So I'll show you in just a minute where we're at and do a recap of the figs that we got because they're pretty cool. There's 16 figs total. All right, so we're building out the outward window facade. So we've got these two here and this one here, and that's kind of this section that we've got for bag 8. I'm loving though this angled entrance. I think that was a really nice design. On the inside, we have like a kind of main area where it looks like we're gonna have the photo spot for the criminals to get their photos taken, their mugshots. Lots of fun stickers all throughout, and my favorite detail is this one here for Clayface. So that's the quick tour of where we're at with the build so far. The first 2 bags also built out this fun vehicle with the little scary thing to keep the criminals in the back and tie them down. And then here are our figs so far. So we're up to 6 figs, and we built them starting here going right, left, whatever direction that is. I can't tell what direction it would be for y'all. But starting with Joker all the way over to Batman or to Robin on the ground floor, and then this Harley Quinn is the newest one. So yeah, that's where we're at. Oh yeah, thanks, Ben. I appreciate that. Yeah, if y'all could like and subscribe, that would be great. The YouTube lives is something that's a little bit newer for me. I started doing them once a month on the second Saturday of each month. And that was doable for me. And that was also when I was in a full-time job where that was the easiest way to do it. Now I do a couple different types of part-time work. And so I'm able to do some more live streaming during the week. And so trying this out a little bit more this week, which is fun. And also we had a little bit of review sets that were kind of building up. And I wanted to start to get through some of them. So I think this could be fun. And you all have made me see how much fun it is. So thank you for joining. Yeah, the black and white tile detail is really cool. I loved seeing that detail in there when I was starting to build out that front section. And the way that those tiles work, that's part of what actually covers a little bit of that rail that I mentioned that holds the front in place so it stops wiggling around so much. So, yay. Oh, I strongly recommend you check out LP Lost on You. Is a songwriter for others as well. Their vocal range is wild and they do this crazy whistle in Lost on You. Awesome. I will definitely check out LP. Thank you for the tip. That's fun. Hi, I live for pugs. How's it going? Good to see you. We are building Arkham Asylum. And this one, I want to say it comes out on the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. So this is one of the September releases that was not timed with the first of the month. And there's a few big ones like that too. It's fun to see some names here where I've like chatted with you potentially through just responding to a comment or whatnot, but to see you live, that's really fun. Thank you for joining. It's been a really fun couple of years with like catching up on and revisiting my love for Batman as a kid. I had mentioned before, like right after we filmed Lego Masters and had the Batman challenge, I was like, you know what? I really loved Batman then. Every time a new movie has come out, we've always gone to see it like in the theaters and usually see it again at home when it comes available. We love superhero movies in general. But Marvel had been a little bit more kind of at the forefront. And so it's been really fun to revisit the love of DC. And I think honestly, Lego has been helpful in keeping me loving the DC stuff too, even though they haven't had as many sets. The Lego Batman movie in particular, like kept it forefront of my mind. The journey through that mosaic set has been so fun. I love the micro scale details. It is also full of stickers, but very purposefully so. And I think they're definitely worth it too. But yeah, that's been a really fun project and really fun to get to do with Phillip. So we've been rewatching those episodes from Batman the Animated Series that we all watched as kids. So yay! Okay, this makes me so happy. Yay, you got half of your Wicked Lego sets. Which ones did you get? Obviously, if you've been following along, you know how much of a fan I am of Wicked. And Phillip and I both are. Like, those sets have been a pure joy. They're all up here. Actually, most are. I think there's some in the other room too. The art set, yes. The art set, by far my favorite of this new wave. But honestly, the friend style ones are really, really fantastic. You're also going to get the bookends. Yes, the bookends are really, really beautiful. Y'all, I have so much more Wicked content too coming. And I'm just like so excited to share with y'all. So part of it too is like we've been doing mocks related to Wicked as well. And so some of you have gotten to see some of that because we shared it at Rodeo and at Brick Slopes. Okay, pause real quick to show you. We just got some bars for these windows, and this is an open window, so it's nice to see that that's going to have like an open area to let the breeze in, of course, for all the people who are inside. But yeah, you forgot to tell Beth to order at 11 p.m. on August 31st, so she looked yesterday and they were all back ordered. No! I'm angry for her. I think you should call the Lego store and see if they have them because often when things have been back ordered, I feel like they've been able to help me out because they have one or two coming in, but maybe I'm wrong. Which also, who am I to tell you this? You already know this and you probably already tried that. So I'm curious if you'll have to go to the store, right? Oh, well, have to go to the Lego store. So rough. Y'all, I am loving the use of these for this, the, not floodlights, the security cameras. So perfect. So perfect. All right. Pugs, have you built the Wicked art set yet or just bought it? I know that it's only been like a day, so zero pressure. All right. Those little, yeah, I love these new cat pieces. I like that name for them too. I couldn't figure out what to call them, and I kept calling them the round bump pieces, which is not that helpful. So we'll go with your wording, the caps. Mhm. All right, and we're getting a ladder. Oh, let's see. Looks like it uses a smaller rod than this one, though. Here it is. There we go. So we're getting a ladder that I'm guessing will either be connected to someone's escape plan for getting out of Arkham, or will just be connected to getting to the next floor, but we'll see. Got it yesterday, and you have built it today. Did finish it yesterday. Oh, cool. Ooh, yeah. Microdomes? I like microdomes. Match heads is kind of fun too. Which now I want to build matches out of them. That's a great idea. Good thinking. I haven't seen anybody do anything with mops with them yet. So I would love to have more of them though in different colors to see what types of things we could do with them. And anytime I build a set like this, I'm like, oh, it has all these neat parts in it. But let's be real. I'm not going to be taking this one apart. This one is going to be on our shelf with our other modulars because it's just too dang cool. So like, that's like, I'm going to have to get those match head pieces or whatever we want to call them in a different way. Either brick link or pick a brick or something. So let's see. And Ben, I will be following up with you. I'll send you a text later about a project I'm working on and some additional help I might need with it that maybe you and Beth can come over and help with a little bit next week. So I'll fill you in later. But since you're on the stream, I figured I'd mention it at least now. I've got something that's going to be kind of big that has some repetitive building and could use some extra hands on. And I have some bricks that I'm happy to trade for some fun times together. So, okay, so more interior. Oh, okay, this is a cool part. So on the back side of the build, there's a fun hidden detail that I'm going to build now. And once I've got it built, I'll show you. I'm excited about it to show. So yeah. I love that we've got now another builder in your family with Beth. I think she'll enjoy this project too. And it's just be fun to connect and chat and hang out too. So, all right. So the back walls, it looks like, are mostly just brown, like solid brown, maybe. It'll be interesting as we continue to build out more detail. I'm hoping there's more windows and stuff in it, which there probably will be. I would expect that it's not just like a solid white or solid brown wall. But what are good shelves for Lego? Yes, great question. I'd love to hear others' opinions on this. We do IKEA shelves for a lot of ours, and ones that we really like are the Billy bookcase. They have the opportunity to add glass doors on the front for a relatively low price too, which is nice. And so we have 2 over here and 2 over here. I'll show you. I'll move that in just a minute to show you. Hey, crypto. Yeah, I'll turn it though in just a minute to show you them. But those are really nice displays for also keeping some dust off of them. So that's something that it also kind of classes things up a little bit over like having open shelves. That said, I also have open shelves in the Lego room over there that I really love too. And I have them kind of as my background, if you will, behind me for when I do like some streaming in there and stuff. And like I said, I'm working on cleaning out that room and being able to get back into it so that I can do some streaming in there again and not just be in here in front of our fireplace. In part because we also have to rearrange the furniture a little bit when we do some streaming in here. So, but yeah, I'll I'll be able to show that more when I have that cleaned out again. So that's just the reality of, oh, well, more to do every day and never enough time to focus on getting everything done. So, yeah, once I get done with this section, I'll show you the shelves that we have. Or I'll just like rotate the camera a little bit so you can see them. Also, you'll have to forgive the mess because it is a little messy on either side. But anything in case is great for dusting. Otherwise, you like floating shelves, but they need some planning. Agreed. We also have some floating shelves in our guest bedroom that we use for Lego. And it's nice because it serves as both like storage and display, but we rotate different holiday themed things and such throughout the year. And so it's nice to use that room for some of the things we don't want up right now, but still look nice there too. So your house has any flat surface. You're that example. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to have that be, or to have that happen. All right, I think I flipped these the wrong way around. Oh, wait, let's see. Sorry, I got to a part that I need to flip something around. Okay, so let's do that. Please hold. I find when I'm doing the live streaming stuff too that like sometimes I get it all mixed up and I'm like, oh shoot, that was upside down. Or like you saw with the entrance, if you were here earlier and logged in, you saw me like mess that one up. So that's always fun. But okay, here we go. I think I've tweaked this enough. All right, fun. So we have this door that says maximum security, which is super fun. It is going to attach over that like padded wall that we had. So I wonder if that's meant to be like a padded cell for someone, which is kind of creepy. But I do like that detail. Let me show you that first, and then I will show you our shelves. All right, so flipping it around, we've got this right here. So it says maximum security, and that flips open to have the padded walls. So pretty cool. I like that little detail. All right, quick pause on build, and I'll show you. So here we've got our Billy bookshelves, and you can see in that window how we have the levels at different heights so that it holds modulars pretty well. So that shelf has modulars. We also integrate them with books on either side. And then we also have this, this is our mantle, which basically gives you an example of a floating shelf. Whoops, sorry to be crooked. And so this is what things look like on a floating shelf. We like this, but we change this up a lot. So we move things around in different ways, but it really looks nice together. And of course, right now we have it set up for all the Wicked stuff since I was doing the Wicked set reviews and wanted to have all of that up there too. And then over here, we've got more Billy bookshelves and the lighting is making that so you can't see, but in where those blinds are more of the modular buildings. I think that's where the Marvel one is. And you can also see in that middle row-ish, right above the doorknobs on there, how I've got some other modulars. So I've got my record shop, which is the teal one in the middle. And then I have the 10-year anniversary one, Assembly Square. So what's nice about that is they all fit to where you can have basically two 32 by 32 plates and one 16 by 32 plate in one shelf. And since I have the modulars, like the bookstore that has two of those 16 by 16s, you can put those on different shelves with two regular size modulars and it fits, or you can do Assembly Square with a regular 32 by 32 and it all fits, if that makes sense. So love those though. They're really nice. Also, they come with so these are navy blue and they come with a navy blue wooden knobs that you twist on, but we twisted them off and bought those hexagon gold plated ones that are not gold. They were super cheap online and it really classed it up and made it look much nicer too. So yeah, take a look on IKEA. You'll find some of those too. So those, but yeah, the book those book sleeves are IKEA. Did you mean bookshelves? I think you probably meant bookshelves. The shelves are IKEA. They are Billy bookshelves, I think is what they call them. So that's in here. The Lego room I'll have to show you some other time once that's more up and ready and cleaner, which we'll get there. I'm hoping to get there soonish, but it takes time, of course. I'm guessing maybe in October, just with the reality of us being traveling for a little bit of September as well. So thank you, Bev. This is my favorite room in the house. Excuse me, I think it's Philip's favorite room as well. This is what really sold us on the home, was this space. We love how it's got taller ceilings that do this. What do you call that? I'm losing my words, y'all. But that's really beautiful up there, and creates a nice space. And then on the opposite wall, you can see right above my head is a projector that I have the alphabet glasses in front of. That projects onto the wall over here. So we don't put any art there. And that way we can have movie time. So we call this the denema. Vaulted. Thank you. I don't know why that word disappeared for me. We have vaulted ceilings, and it's just really pretty and really relaxing. So Penny is right here beside me. She's sleeping, taking a little nap, and enjoying her couch, which is really our couch, but no, it's hers. Let's be real. She owns everything in this home, and we just happen to live in it. She takes naps all day, and she sleeps a lot more than she used to, which is making us a little bit sad because we love her so much, and she's 13, so she's getting up in age. She'll be 14 this month, which is very exciting for her. Actually, I think we will miss her birthday, which is really awful, but we'll be traveling during part of it, so we will have to celebrate afterward. The Denema, yes, yeah, that was Philip's, so you can give him credit for that wonderful name, because he wanted us home cinema, and then he's like, it's the Denema, because it's the den. I was like, okay, that's cute. But yeah, when we build review sets, often we'll build, and really any sets, we'll often pop up this pop-up table and watch whatever movies that we want to watch that align with whatever the build was in here. Sometimes we'll be in the other room that just has like the regular TV on the wall. And that's more like if we don't want to have to go through the process of like resetting up this room, because we also like to like take this stuff down so that in the mornings we can come in here and sit and have like our feet up on the little ottoman type thing that's in here. And yeah, sometimes it's like if we're in the middle of a review thing, I'm like, I don't want to put everything up just to take it all back out again. So depending on how much time we're spending on things, we like to do it in here, which is fun. I find that I want to sit at like a kitchen chair table when I'm doing review builds and stuff, and Philip will sit on the couch. But for me, it's like this table is like this high on me when I'm sitting at the couch, and so I feel like I'm like up here building, which I don't like so much. So also, I saw you have a mini Emerald Express train. I made one myself. I'm making a video of it on my channel if you want to go check it out. Ooh, fun! I'll have to go check it out for sure. Yes, that would be awesome to see. We had so much fun building out our Wicked Mock. And one of our favorite things that we got to work on together was figuring out the Emerald City train. And it was really fun because like Philip did his own attempt, I did my own attempt, and then we ended up actually combining pieces of both of our designs for the final one, which is really fun. It's been really cool to collaborate with him on that build. And it's been really, really fun to display it at conventions, and also just to watch Philip respond to people who are really enjoying seeing the build, and like he just lights up when he talks about the mocks. And I love it so much. I want to keep building with him at all forever, which we will. So that's always fun. It was their first bigger mock to build together. So, oh, thank you. I'm glad you love that. That's nice to hear. People have been so positive in their responses to it. So it's been really fun to just share with others and to hear positive feedback. So, Okay, we're getting closer to another stopping point where I'll show you where we're at with the build. Ooh, I finally have a sticker from this sticker sheet. This one says restricted area, and it also has some graffiti by maybe the Joker or maybe the Riddler, because it has a whole bunch of question marks. But it says un above it, so it looks like unrestricted area. So silly. We are taking it to Scareback. That was our test run with whether or not we'd be able to take it somewhere via flight was going to Slopes, and we were able to do it. Philip was really smart in figuring out how to package it all together and keep it so that we had minimal rebuilding when we got there. So hopefully it does the same going to Scareback. We're taking that, and we are taking my my Wicked for Good playbill, or the Playwell one. And I have my Lego Masters mini builds registered to go as well, but and Philip has his monster mosaics or his Hollywood villains mosaics to go as well. But we may not take all of those because our trip is going to be a little bit longer, and we didn't want to pack a million things to have to bring with us and have to carry that all over Denmark. So we are making it a little bit more of an extended trip. So. All right, here is the sticker, or the two stickers on this. It says not a revolving door. And then in here it's the, it's that unrestricted area. Oh my gosh, Zach, you are way too kind to say that. I would say that we are just barely learning and learning from other people who are absolute masters at this. We asked a million people questions on how they pack their mocks. And truthfully, it was a big risk. I will say that like a lot of my weekly builds and my holiday buddies fell apart this time, but they were all individually bagged, and since they're all small mocks, it was very easy to repack or to rebuild when we got there. But it also made me feel like, you know what, we spent a fair amount of time rebuilding at Slopes. I don't think I want to do that again. I'd rather do like bring one big showstopper piece and not bring a whole bunch of small things. So mostly because it takes so much time, like to reset everything up, and so it's nice to not feel like you have to do spend so much time just with the setup part of it. Okay, we are getting a sticker that's going to be on this round piece, and just a little tip from me is I like to put them on a plate first, and that way when I align the sticker, it's aligned so that when you connect that to any studs, it's aligned in the 90-degree angle way. The sticker looks like a clock, so it's important that it shows up the way it's supposed to. Just with round plates in particular, it's easy to, if you don't have it attached with studs underneath, it can be easy to mess it up. And it looks like the time on this clock is going to match the time that we typically see on Lego sets, I think, right? Is that, is it 12:01 or 10:12? Wait, actually, here, let me get this sticker on first. I think I'm wrong about that. I think it's a different time. Yes, best mocks to pack are mosaics for sure. That makes it super easy to pack. Yeah, simple clock, not much to it. But that goes above the door in here. I fully agree with that. It makes it so much easier to pack when they're flat. And that the Wicked playbill, I designed it in a way that it came apart at certain spaces, so that makes it easy to reassemble, and then we just wrap it in saran wrap and then bubble wrap. And we've done that actually for most of our other builds, saran wrap and then bubble wrap if it's like a slightly larger build, or for small ones like my holiday buddies, I just put them in Ziploc bags and just say, well, I will rebuild whatever falls off. And usually it's like the arms and legs fell off. Well, that's really easy to put back on. So I haven't had too much trouble with those. Speaking of, I can't believe it's September. It is like, time is completely flying by. And wait. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. But yeah, time is completely flying by. I don't understand where it's all going. I feel like we don't have near enough time to get anything done that we want to get done before our next trip. And then after that trip, we'll be home for a while. So that'll be really nice because we've been traveling a lot more, which I'm not complaining. We love it. It's so much fun, especially like the Lego convention side of it. But also, I just love traveling with Philip. We have a really good time together and exploring new places and whatnot. So it's all fun, but it's a lot to be away from home for a long time. And having the last minute work trip last week just added to the like, I just want to be home. I'm ready to be home. It was great. It went really well, but it's nice to be home, right? So nice to sleep in my own bed. So, but yes, we are also very, very excited for Scareback. Is anybody else on the call going to Scareback or on this? Not the call on here. You don't have a Halloween idea yet? I know, that's the other thing. Philip loves making his own costumes, and he usually spends a lot of September and all of October doing it. And we realized like a lot of that time is already gone because of our trip and then all these different things. So yeah, it flies by so quickly. And so we're all already like, oh no, already grieving the the disappearing time. Okay, yes, exactly what I thought was going to happen. This kind of height chart thing is going right across from where the camera is. So that makes perfect sense because they have to take photos of all the mugshots of everybody. So excited and happy for fall, colder temps, sweater weather, fall holidays. Yes, I also wish that we got actual colder temps here. It is hotter than blazes almost all the time in Austin. And then it gets cold like real quick when it does. And that's around end of October, sometimes early November. And then it's cold for a while. And I love those months so much because it's such a nice change. But it gets colder than I want it to right away. Like we don't have that nice cool period. I was for the work trip. I was in Ohio, and it was nice and chilly in the evenings and in the mornings. And I was like, oh my gosh, I miss this so much. Having grown up in Colorado, it was like I really wish that we got 4 full seasons again. So, all right, we are closing up these walls, and it looks like I have the part that I was excited about. I think there's probably some more detail that'll be in this area that'll probably come through with bag 9, but I want to show you what it is so far. So here we go. Now when we look in the rooms, we have to look from above, but in this room, we got that chart here. That's the wall chart for the height that is right across from the camera, and that's where they take all the mug shots. We also got on that back wall, you can see some stickers that are showing security camera footage from different areas, and one of them is that like fuzzy screen. So clearly someone's tampering with them, which is fun. When you flip around here, it says not a revolving door on that entrance to that inside area, and also says unrestricted access area, which is fun. And then the piece that I love is there's this like blown out part of the wall. So I think that's going to stay blown out. I think there will be a little bit more added down here potentially, but it's meant to look like they escaped through a hole in the wall, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I wish you were going to, Ben. The reason we're going to Scareback actually has a lot to do with Fan Media Days. So we don't automatically get invites to Fan Media Days. They the big accounts that have been around the longest, they have tier 1 and tier 2, and I think they're considered tier 2 as the higher tier. Those accounts get invites every year, I think, and then tier 1 we get put in a raffle or a drawing, and they draw our names. And I've been in the raffle 3 years, and this is my first year to get to go, so very excited. But once I knew I was able to go, then it was like, okay, I'm gonna head over to or gonna stay extra days for Scareback because why not if we're already over there? So very excited about it. So all right, the next bag is bag 9. We are going to get the Riddler, which will be really fun. I think I am going to pause here. We have some friends that we're going to drop off some food for who just had a baby. So we're going to go say hi to them. And I think we're leaving here at 4:45, and it's 4 my time. So long story short, I'm going to pause. And would y'all want me to do this again tomorrow or later this week? I know Phillip and I will work on this a little bit more tonight together because he wants to have some fun. But if you're interested, I may go live again tomorrow to continue this set. So let me know. Thanks again for joining, though, and thanks for engaging. Y'all are so fun and so kind. I really appreciate this friend group and the support that y'all have provided. Quick recap of where we're at before I close everything off. So first off, I want to see, yeah. So we've got two huge bags, or two huge the instruction books. On the back of the first one is this, which is really fun and hangs at the top of Arkham Asylum. And so that's fun for the first one. On this one, we've got this here. We got through bags 1 through 8, which is a lot of external details, this fun area here with the entrance that's curved. So we're not completely finished with the first floor, but hopefully we'll be finished soon. And then we also got the Arkham Asylum van. And at the beginning of the stream, I shared some quick fun details, but I'll share them again. The license plate B258 is the first Batman number issue 258 was the first issue that had Arkham Asylum, which I thought was a really fun hidden detail. And then on top, 7785 is the set number for the first Lego set that had Arkham Asylum. It also has this like, I can't remember what you call these, but it's the like things that you carry people on in the hospital, but it also has the restraints over it too that can slide in the back. And what's fun is in the set instructions, it tells you to build Joker, and then in bag 2, you build the character who drives it, but you actually put that guy on the in the restraints so that the Joker took over, which is fun. Stretcher, thank you for the word. So the figs that we have so far, Joker, the driver, Killer Croc, Batman with a fabric cape, Robin with a fabric cape that's dual printed, so there's the yellow on the inside and black on the outside, and Harley Quinn with her amazing bat. And we are about to get our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are about to get our 7th in bag 9 with the Riddler. So that's where I leave you. Thanks again. Build kindness, and see some of y'all tomorrow, either tomorrow or Thursday. I'll share on Instagram, and it'll pop up in my community feed too. Okay, bye.